As we continue in the Nevada desert and start vlog number 53, the second from Las Vegas, we have to address the mishap from vlog 52. Often when shooting segments for the vlog, I just drop them in a timeline of video editing without even listening to them because I know what they contain. Well, in this case, that came back to bite me. I thought that this clip was me saying something totally different. But it included me saying that I booked a $300 or so win, which was the result of just one of 5 sessions that I played on the trip. My actual plan for the vlog was to combine all the most interesting hands into 2 vlogs, with the majority of them coming in the one you already saw, so that I could save time for an interview in this vlog. So it looked like I had just showed off all the big hands that I won without any of the big hands that I lost. Those of you that have been with me for some time know that I don't do that. In fact, I once did a vlog where I lost every single hand I showed in it. Now, there were a variety of commenters calling me out for this, which is understandable, but there was one that stood out. Killer Demo chimed in, saying, "Cash players, lol, drags 2K pot, then nets $300 win, lol." Listen. You can rip me all you want, but do not come after my fellow cash game grinders that watch this vlog. I feel comfortable in saying that even the best tournament players out there will acknowledge there's much more skill in cash game poker and certainly more luck in tournament poker. But I'm not going to spend any more time on that. I'll have the real result of the trip at the end of this vlog, so let's get back to it. All right, Vegas day 2. Going to meet up with another popular vlogger here at the Wynn, then jump in some 2-5 action. Pretty good game last night, hoping for a little more of the same today. That video that you just saw came at the Wynn buffet. My first time eating there. Pretty cool stuff, and I was only able to eat there thanks to this man, Mr. Jeff Boski. If you have not already checked out his YouTube channel, definitely do it. He gives you a look at the tournament poker scene around Las Vegas, and he joins us now. How was the World Series of Poker for you, Mr. Boski?
The World Series of Poker is always exciting. 6 weeks of jam-packed action, endless tournaments. You can't stop playing tournaments as long as your bankroll and your sanity allows you. Of course, I did not win money over the World Series of Poker, but I didn't lose too much either. That's how it goes. Either win big or you lose a little. So one day I'll win big and it will all be worth it.
Well, you did cash in the main event, and you had said that's the first time that had happened. So how would you describe that experience? How confident were you that you were going to get into the money given the way that tournament was playing out?
I mean, after not cashing for 14 years in a row, I've kind of just been numb to the pain. So I just assumed I wouldn't cash. But I really played my A game on all 4 days and eventually made into the money with a very healthy stack. As you can see in my day 4 World Series of Poker main event vlog at Jeff Boski on YouTube.
And the way that I've heard you describe it, the main event is still the tournament to play. If you're going to play one every year, that one's got the best value. It's the best field, the softest field, really, in terms of your ability to cash.
It has the softness of a $1,000 buy-in field, maybe even softer for 10x the buy-in. So even if you are a somewhat skilled tournament player, sell 90% of your action, put up $1,000 yourself, and gamble. It's a hell of an experience. You can't really put into words what a special tournament it is, with 2-hour blind levels, 60,000 chips, $10 million for first, some real life-changing money is on the line.
How would you describe so far in the last couple years the vlogging experience? I mean, how much has it really changed your life, given the fact that now you're going to go to these casinos, people are going to know you, and they're going to know not just you, they're going to know how you play, those kind of dynamics?
I think it's been an overall net positive when it comes to the people I've met and the experience that I've been able to portray as a professional poker player living in Las Vegas. Not many people know what it's like. I give the raw, uncut details of disappointment, devastation, a few highs where you win 50 times your buy-in, but usually you just lose. And that's how tournaments are. A lot of people don't understand it, and they'll get in the comments and say, do you ever win, bro? How do you still have money? Just quit? You know, and you got to look at the long run. If you look at my graph historically over 50,000 online tournaments, you'll see that there is skill in this game. I can't just run good for 50,000 tournaments. But overall, the vlogging game is something I'd recommend everybody at least try. You might get a big following, you might not, but at least you'll be able to document your journey for your friends, your family. It's free. Use your iPhone, record your session, relive that great experience. You might go deep, and then you can relive that moment. It's like if you had sex with a super hot, wait, we should go?
Yeah, why not?
So
we're there.
A good comparison is if you had sex with a super hot girl, but it only happened once. Sure, you got that memory, but if you don't have videotape, oh wait
a minute.
Wait, don't shoot videotape unsolicited of you having sex with hot girls, only with their permission. Edit that or something.
And I was,
you know where I'm going with that.
Speaking of hot girls, I was going to ask you, like, what has been the most successful vlog that you've done? But I think that is the answer to the question, right? You did the one with the chicks, the strippers. Was that still number one?
By far my biggest viewing vlog, or by far my biggest.
Most viewed?
Okay, my most viewed vlog is the one with Legend Strip Club with Brenna Sparks and Stephen Bonner. It was a great experience. I didn't get paid to do it, but I learned a lot doing it. It's got over 300,000 views, and there's not really much content. You know, I'm just talking to Stephen Bonner and a couple strippers. But I think the clickbait cleavage with me and two chicks smiling has something to do with it. And people are intrigued by strip clubs. It has almost a 50% thumbs down ratio. And I think people are just inherently against strip clubs. I don't really get why people thumbs down that. Because if you were to go into your strip club and say, hey, is it cool if I film and do some interviews with your strippers? You have a 0% chance of that working. So good luck. I learned if you want something in life, ask for it. The worst thing they can do is say no.
So true. Couple of rapid fire ones here. Your favorite place to play in Vegas, generally?
Not Resorts World.
Not done yet.
The Wynn / Encore Poker Room, #1. They hook it up. They treat me right. I'm not a paid shill. I'm just telling you the truth. If you have a better poker room in Las Vegas, let me know. Tell me which one is better than Wynn when it comes to dealers, staff, overall elegance. You feel like you're rich in here, and you don't even have to be rich. You can be playing 1-3 no limit. And they got a great buffet, food comps on your card. By far, #1 casino hotel is the Encore / Wynn Poker Room.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. Just like I say that about the Peppermill in Reno, and I'm not a paid shill, even though I got the patch going. They're not paying me. I'm just a huge fan. I'm a huge supporter of the room, so I feel the same way here about the Wynn. Let's talk career highlights here. Give me where the mountaintop. Your biggest tournament, your biggest score in a tournament was Wynn, and the most memorable.
Definitely the back-to-back performance on PokerStars in 2009. I won their nightly 162 for 30,000, and then the next night I won their nightly 320 for 60,000.
Wow.
Back-to-back, quick 100K. Had all my own action, felt great, and took everybody out to a nice steak dinner.
So what's in store for you? I mean, currently you stick mainly to the tournaments. Not as many cash games. Those people that watch your vlogs know that. Is your plan just to continue grinding those for a while here, career-wise, or what's coming down the pipe for you, Mr. Boski?
Yeah, tournaments that's what I specialize in, so I'm going to stick with it. You really have to, in life, you want to be the best at one thing. It's hard, you know, there's so many people trying to be the best anchor man, trying to be the best sportscasters, trying to be the best poker player. Specialize in one game type and try to be the best at that. I've chosen tournaments, so I'm going to stick with that. When I'm not playing at the Encore or circuit event around town, I'm going to be playing on America's Card Room online. That's my home. I am a paid shill for them, so I'm going to rep them, and I use their product. It's a great product. Sign up today using bonus code BOSKI.
And final question. Have people gotten pissed off that when they do the stand-in bit on your vlog that they can't do it as well as me?
Well, it's an acquired taste. You know, not everybody can be a great stand-in. There's a lot of ways you can go with it. You can go with the stone-faced. You can make a few expressions. But in general, I've been very happy with every stand-in. They do a great job. They keep eye contact. And a few of the comments say, what the hell's going on here? Why is this guy sitting next to you? I'm creeped out. I can't focus on the hand. But the majority of the people really love it. And just walking around the Rio every day, having people come up to me on break saying, can I be your stand-in today? Can I be that guy? I say, you know what to do? They go, oh yeah, I know what to do. Nothing.
Exactly. And it takes skill to do nothing, as well as I was able to do nothing when I did that.
One of the original stand-ins.
YouTube.com/Jeff Boski. Check him out.
Click the link in the description below.
Good call. I jump back into the 2-5 game at the Wynn. We get a hand where we get 2 limps, and I'm in the low jack with pocket kings. I make it 30, and only the small blind calls. So with 70 in the pot, the flop comes 10-6-4 with 2 diamonds. And the small blind, donk leads for 35. I think he's going to have a lot of 10s here, so I raise to 80, and assuming that he'll call me with top pair, which he does. So with 230 in the pot, the turn comes to 6 of hearts, bringing in backdoor hearts, and he donk leads again. This time he bets 120. I don't see him having a 6 here all that often, but I also rarely see the double donk lead, so I decided not to raise here. So with $470 in, the river is a very interesting card. It comes the king of diamonds, completing the flush, but giving me top boat, and now he checks. I'm often criticized on this vlog for not betting big enough with my big hands. So with that in mind, I decided to hope that he made the flush here and bet out for 250. He thinks about it for only a second and folds ace-10 face up. And I think that was a pretty bad bet by me. If he had rivered the flush, he likely would have bet it himself. I should have really sized down there, targeting a hand like ace-10. Next hand comes when I over-limp ace-9 of diamonds, and a guy who had just been a maniac raises to 60. And it actually ends up folding back around, so I limp call, closing the action. With 130 in the pot, we're heads up to a flop of deuce 4-8 with 2 diamonds. He bets $90, and I decide not to raise here because this guy doesn't even seem to fold his laundry, and if I hit, he's likely going to pay me off. So with 310 in the pot, the turn is the 3 of spades, and he fires 160. Folding is still out of the question, especially adding a gutter to my nut flush draw, so I make the call. With $630 in, the river comes an offsuit queen, and now he checks. My entire game plan was based around the idea that this guy never folds, so I can make big money if I hit my hand against him. So turning my hand into a bluff seems like a poor idea. Still, I consider it for a minute before ultimately deciding against it. I check back, and he shows king 8 offsuit for flop top pair. You can see the amount of hands he's raising with. In this case, I highly doubt that he would have folded to a river bluff, but I'll never know, and I'll wonder what some of you might have done in the same spot. All right, a $1,370 win here at the Wynn, but it would not have been possible if it wasn't for one hand. A hand where it's folded to me in the cutoff, and I have queen 9 of clubs. I make it 15 and get a call from the button. Heads up to a flop of 6-6-3, 2 clubs. I bet 30, button calls. Turn, 5 of clubs, giving me a queen high flush. I bet 65. The button, nice man named Bruce, raises me to 300. and I just had a terrible feeling about this. My first thought was to just see the river and evaluate, but then I figured, well, if I'm gonna fold, I might as well just fold now. I didn't think that he'd be doing this with too many flushes that were worse than mine. And part of me even thought that he might have all of the flushes beat to commit that much money. So I fold, and he shows pocket threes for a flop vote, which makes perfect sense. So I dodged a bullet there, and that propelled me to the big day and a big trip so far. Every session I've had yet has been a win.
Las Vegas nights have been calling, but I wait to see her float downstairs.
The Vegas version of the Peppermill here on Las Vegas Boulevard. I'm sure a lot of you have been there. I'm just passing by it, making a Wednesday morning walk down the strip to get some steps in. But it's always funny because the Reno version of the Peppermill started as the same thing, just a cafe and a fireside lounge. And then it grew to what it is. But this version of it's kind of a throwback, not just with what it is, but actually how it looked with those old fluorescent colors. That's actually what the Reno Peppermill used to look like. Well, so far the trip has been quite good. And I even got hooked up with a Wynn poker sweatshirt, courtesy of Mr. Jeff Boski. All right, just racking up and leaving now. Here at the Wynn, I got into a spot that I hate being in and I like putting others in, except it was a super OMC that did it to me. He didn't know he was doing it, but he did it. Where I had top pair, top kicker, nut flush draw, didn't hit my flush, huge pot on the river. I was getting like 10 to 1 on a call. So he was putting me in that position where all three options are wrong. And well, you can't call because I'm probably don't have the best hand. I can't raise, so he's not gonna fold. And I can't fold because the odds are too good. I love putting people in that position. I do it all the time. He did it to me, except he just didn't know he was doing it. I ended up paying him off, and of course he had aces, and I was just sick to my stomach. And then I lost a hand to just a maniac after that I don't know if I made the right fold or not. So I turned what would have been a $1,300 win into only a $745 win, which obviously is still nice. And this trip still qualifies as the best Vegas trip that I've ever had. So that's cool. So I probably shouldn't even include this in the vlog, but I'm doing it anyway as a PSA for those of you who live in or go to Vegas. On Silver State sites, I like to cover ghost towns. Well, I came to this place not realizing it was one. This is the Las Vegas Sports Center, or at least the name is something like that. I was here years ago, and you can take a look. Basically, this is a place where you had outdoor batting cages, so you could actually see where your ball would go when you hit it, which is a great concept and something every city in America should have, but apparently not, because this place is stone dead, boarded up and deteriorating. For some reason, the gate was open and I could just walk right in, which was kind of funny, but not going to be hitting any baseballs here anytime soon. They still have the tarp on the Venetian. If you've never noticed that before, that is actually a tarp they put over an unfinished building when the economy crashed in 2008. But cranes! There are cranes there, so maybe they're finally getting around to fixing that. Thursday was my last day in Vegas, and I'd done all of my playing at the Wynn so far. I decided to switch over to the Venetian for one short session. The reason for doing that was because I have a bunch of comps at the Venetian, and A, I wanted to use those comps to get breakfast, and B, I didn't want to lose those comps, because if you don't play there once in a given year, you will lose your comps. So the only game going on was 1-3, and it had been the only game in the room, so it had gone all night. Sometimes that can be good, sometimes that can be bad. In this particular instance, it was a pretty good game. I picked up aces early on and got a full double up from ace-jack on a jack-high board, so I booked a final win and then got out of Vegas, out on the open road, taking the long way home. All right, I am checking in from a place that, again, has never been checked in before in any poker vlog ever. We are just outside the town of Alamo, Nevada, at the Area 51 Alien Research Center. And it's pretty cool. You can take a look at some of the video. Plenty of alien gear available in there. I bought a shot glass for our assistant news director, Audrey. Figured she'd get a kick out of it. Going to be heading up the actual road. It's State Route 375, by the way. There's also the extraterrestrial fresh jerky joint, and they declined an interview. It's always great when your business is trying to sell something in the middle of nowhere and you turn down free advertising. That's really a smart business practice, by the way. I'd highly recommend that for any of you business owners out there. But I did get a great interview here out of the research center. Now I'm going to drive up the road itself to the town of Rachel, Nevada, which was featured kind of on the show The X-Files in one of my favorite X-Files episodes ever, which was called Dreamland in season 6. You can tell it wasn't actually shot in the real Rachel, Nevada, but I still loved it being in there nonetheless. And I loved the episode with Fox Mulder and Michael McKean, last seen playing Saul's brother on Better Call Saul, the two of them switching bodies for a couple of episodes. Really enjoyed those ones too. So, gonna have that, and then maybe shoot one more ghost town up in Tybo, Nevada, here for Silver State Sites. We'll see how it goes.
does it a lot, and I really wish they wouldn't, because it's a really nerve-wracking job.
Listening to a little bit of the LFG podcast with our boy Chad Holloway, as well as Jamie Kerstetter, and I'm officially listening to it in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the ghost town of Tybo, Nevada. Wanted to do this for Silver State Sites for a while, and it was one of those where if I didn't shoot it while I'm on this shoot for the extraterrestrial highway, I'm never going to get back out here again. All right, so it's Tybo, and I'm actually going to walk because I don't even want to risk bringing the car through here, and I'm going to check out an old mining head frame. I know there are some of you that when I do this, they say, Ben, stick to poker! I get it. I know you're here for the poker. But I think one of the appealing things about this vlog is that occasionally I give you some non-poker stuff. I mean, I don't just play poker. Also, being a news reporter and doing this segment called Silver State Sites takes me to some interesting places. And maybe some of you don't like that, but I gotta believe that most of you do. Let's check this place out. Look at this. This is straight out of, I don't know, 1885 or something. Really going back in time with this one. All right, those of you in Reno who have been in the Silver Legacy kind of know the setup here. This is the head frame that was used in old mines. You see them around Nevada. There's one in Tonopah. And let's go in here. This is the old hoist house, signified by Rumbolion's Island Bar in the Silver Legacy. Check this out here in Tybo. You can still see the actual machinery used in the old mine here. Pretty cool. Just hanging out for anyone who's willing to make the trek in here to come look at. One more thing. Let's talk results of this trip. 5 sessions, 5 wins. Take a look at the numbers right here. I am out.